What's up, guys? ARCHMAN here. Do a little review over the classic, the 21 Sebenza large. So, what do you say about the Sebenza that hasn't been said 10 times, over and over, 100 times? I'm not exactly sure. Just kind of wanted to touch on a few things that are important to me, I guess. So, yeah. Picked this up a week and a half ago. It is minty fresh, as recent as they can get, most likely. This guy was made or born on July 15th, and I got it on July 22nd or something like that. No, I got it on the 25th. So, and today is the August 4th. Anyhow. So haven't carried a Sebenza in 8 months or something like that, or owned one. I sold off the one that I was carrying for 5 years, and just kind of was carrying an SNG for a long time there, and a Spyderco military, and if you've seen the reviews, you know all about this. But, so, just kind of I don't know, just going to kind of go over the things that I took for granted, and I guess why I carried one for so long. And it's kind of weird, I was very scarce on blade forums and stuff, because I was just like, oh, that Sebenza's it. Lost interest in everything else, which is not the case anymore. But anyhow, so I did own, or at least have in my possession, several classics, and the ones that I just kind of traded for or bought new and things like that, I never even carried once. I just didn't like, mainly just that classic MM that the classics have on this pivot side right here. Didn't like it at all, which is kind of tragic because I never gave it a chance, carried it, or did anything with them. Just kind of flipped them whenever something interesting came up. But anyhow, just kind of some things, go over some differences here. Some subtle, some not so subtle. Obviously, the 21 doesn't have the inscription of the classic on there, which is awesome. The 21 has the cambering, or the beveling here, on the pivot end, which I'm not sure is useful. My guess is it's just something they threw in to make it different from the classic, to have a reason to have the 21. But it is cool. It is cool looking. I like the asymmetrical look of it. Another thing that's different is, and I guess they probably changed because of that on the pivot there, is they went and beveled the entire outer edge of the handle where it used to be rounded. And I'm not sure if I like or dislike that, but it is the case on the 21s. You can see there that it's beveled instead of rounded. It's not like it makes a big difference. It's not like it's sharp or jagged or anything, but I don't know. I might rather have it round, but I don't know how they would do the transition there on that corner. But anyhow, not a big deal. Obviously, it's all done perfectly, and it looks great. So whatever, it is what it is. I guess that's the only differences I can think of between the classic and this guy. But things that I just kind of have whacked me over the head that I took for granted before are, first off, just how slim this guy is in your pocket, and it's just ridiculously slim. It just totally disappears, and the regular did too. And it was obvious when I made the switch to the SNG that I was giving that up for, in my opinion, somewhat better ergonomics. All right, for the SNG, but just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about here. The SNG here, the Sebenza 21 here, lined up in the spine, considerably thicker and wider. you know, and the 21 is, whoa, it's not gonna work. But anyhow, it's a lot fatter, and obviously that translates to much more in your pocket. And it seems to me, you know, it occurs to me that like the whole purpose of a folding knife is to take up less space, you know. So, and this definitely outshines this. It's hard for me to say which is better though. I'm not even going to go into that at this point. But so the slim, you know, it's great. You know, the grind obviously is for me ideal, just perfect. You know, I like it in that really thin grind, and it works great. You know, perfect. One of the big things about the Sebenza for me is the clip, and just how freaking amazing the engineering that goes into the clip. You know, it's that pocket that's machined out of the titanium slab there for the clip to go in. It seems like a small feat, but I'm sure it's not, and the outcome is just ideal. You know, I've said it before, I'll say it again, over and over. This is the best clip. I mean, just as far as not being in the way, usefulness, and everything else, simplicity, even though it's not simple, is really just great. Just to kind of give you something to compare to, the paramilitary's clip, you just make that call for yourself, all right? And then you got this clip here. I'm gonna post pictures of what these look like in your pocket, by the way. So at the end, take that as you will. The comfort of this guy is it definitely outshines the regular. It is slimmer, and it doesn't have the ridges on there, which isn't necessarily uncomfortable, but the big thing is it doesn't have those dedicated finger positioning kind of swells like the regular does, and I really like this a lot. It's very nice. Another refinement that, you know, I kind of took for granted is the rounded spine. You know, not only is it just aesthetically pleasing, it's also very comfortable, you know, in comparison to other knives. The thumb stud, guys, on the Sebenza is like a freaking jewel, and it's so perfectly done and well made. It's outstanding, you know. Look at that thing. And I even like the blue, which, whatever. But the way it's kind of serrated is phenomenal. And I even like the little blue circle on the end there. Pretty cool. These new ones do come with this lanyard pin, which I don't necessarily use or need. But it is neat. It has that like dimple machined in there. Nice little piece of titanium. It looks cool. It goes right in that slot there. I just untied it, pulled it out, and retied it. And I don't need it. Don't want it. Don't use it. So that is what it is. And I have some pictures with it on there, so that I'll have on at the end. And then just little things, you know. The large screws, you know, they're about the same size as the screws on the SMG, and I love those. Just to give you a comparison, I don't like the small screws on the paramilitary. The difference there. So it is what it is. I just think a bigger screw is gonna be stronger, and I think it looks cool, great too. Yeah. So that's kind of the issues I wanted to cover as far as like my non-planning review style goes. Can't think of anything else that I would like to say other than this is a phenomenal knife. I would say anybody who can't, you know, tell the difference and why these cost so much just doesn't need to own one. You know, and if that's what works for you, that's great. You know, I wish it did for me, but it doesn't. Stuff like this, it really floats my boat. But anyhow, guys, enjoy the little picture show. Palabra a tu madre, and thanks for watching.